Like us, follow us, and socialize with us on the Morning Scramble.
Hey, there's some really neat programs going on for kids, and one of them, it especially gets me. It's called Books to the Rescue. Jasmine Castigliano. I love you. Have to say this with an Italian accent, or it doesn't work.
When you do this,
Castigliano. Yeah, mamma mia, that's a good pizza. Yay, nice to have you on with us. Books to Rescue, and also Deputy Scott Reed, Yavapai County Sheriff's Office. Great to have you on with us too. Yes, thank you. Because you're involved in the Sheriff's Office is involved with this Books to the Rescue program too. You guys are partnering up on this.
Well, he's our first campaign, so I'm hoping to branch out to reach as many of the first responders in Yavapai County as I can, but he's a natural as far as his Deputy Do Right program. So.
And we're definitely on board. This is an amazing program, as you said.
And what exactly is this Books to the Rescue program?
Well, what we do is we put comfort bags in first responders' vehicles, and comfort bags are duffel bags filled with books, plushes, and other comfort items for when a first responder comes into a trauma situation where children are involved.
Wow. Do you have those sometimes?
Oh, certainly. Typically, what we'll come across is children in the field where we're either at the home with some sort of police situation, law enforcement situation, car accidents, you name it. We come across children all the time that are traumatized by either a crime that they are involved in as a victim or have witnessed, and it can be imposing to have an officer show up with their uniform and badge. And
yeah, it's scary for adults. I mean, obviously for children,
you're
they don't
right.
know, why have someone, come into the home like that. So how does this help? How does this help, Deputy?
Well, I can tell you that typically for years, we would travel with a teddy bear, maybe a blanket, and it would help calm a child and help us to either interview them, get information from them, or just to calm them so we can work with them. Now this program, and I'll certainly let Jasmine talk more about it, but it takes it a step further with the books that are involved. And when she first came into the office and showed me the books, I had one of those moments of, why didn't I think of this? This is so overdue. It's just awesome.
Phenomenal. Okay, so Jasmine, what are these special stories for traumatized children, or just books to distract them and help them be comfortable?
There's a little bit of both that's going to be in the duffel bag depending on the situation. If somebody is just in a waiting room and bored, then we can just give them activity books and things like that. But there are books in there that are specifically to deal with anxiety, to deal with strange situations, to deal with feelings of loneliness, that type of thing. So they're targeted, and they're also just activities as well for distraction.
So now, so when they get these, then an adult can sit down and help them, go through this with them, or just themselves.
I think what happens when we have a major physical trauma, we understand that we may need some outside assistance in order for the wound to heal well. I mean, if you have an open fracture and a bone's popping out, you're probably not going to just wrap it up and cross your fingers and hope for the best that it falls back into place. But the same isn't true necessarily with emotional traumas. There's no blood gushing.
We don't see those so readily.
So people just assume that it will heal on its own, and that's not always the case, especially if you're a child and your brain neural pathways aren't all the way connected. So that's where Books to the Rescue comes in, because research has shown that if you have a calm, reassuring adult presence walking you through the process of those emotions during a trauma, the negative outcomes that can come with that are usually abated. So if you've got that relationship going on during that trauma situation between the child and the police officer, it helps to calm. Now,
did you come up with this program, Books to the Rescue? Where did this come from?
No,
Jasmine?
actually, there's a woman named Jana Gruber, and she's out of Ohio, and she was actually in a court. She was a juror, and what she was witnessing, she kept thinking, "Oh, I wish I could have been there with that little guy," and I read him this particular story, and then she had an aha moment, and she started it, and since then it's grown. I don't want to quote incorrectly. I think it's 15 counties now throughout the United States. So it's snowballing quickly, and I hope it
probably
continues.
keeps spreading, right? Just like with the Yavapai County Sheriff's Office saying, "Wow, this would really help these children that we come across and need help." For now, you're a therapist, so you could kind of see that this would be something really important.
Well, there's actually a study that was conducted called the ACE study. It stands for Adverse Childhood Experiences. And basically what we found from that is the more adverse childhood experiences a person has in their life, the more likely they are to have not only medical problems, but drug involvement. The less likely they are to graduate from high school or go on to higher education. So this is one of those programs that can help negate the effects.
Good. So the repercussions just can echo on. So this might kind of cut some of those short just a little bit. Now you have a ride coming up for Kids in Crisis.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Addictions Bar and Grill is going to host a fundraiser for us on Sunday, June 12th. There's a group of bikers that are riding up from Wickenburg up into the Bar and Grill, and then we're going to have auction items, a raffle, and there's a $10 requested entry donation. All of the funds, 100% of it is going to raise money for
Great, and it's open to the public, and
Absolutely.
they can go there.
Yeah. Noon to 4.
Noon to 4, okay. Coming up on the 12th, was it?
This Sunday.
All right, this Sunday. And this is formerly, I think, Black Hole.
Right, exactly.
All right, so now it's Addictions Bar. I'm not sure that's a great name for a bar, Addictions. I'm not sure.
Well, she says you'll get addicted to her Franken fries.
Yeah, there you go. A good kind of addiction. We love that. So YCSO, is this something that you've already implemented, something that's going, that you're working on with them?
It has not been implemented as yet. We're in the early stages of this partnership, but as I said, we are on board. And many times officers, deputies will look at the teddy bear as something that helps them do their job better, makes their job easier, and this will help do that. But the benefit the kids get beyond our contact with them is what we're really excited about.
And I tell you that's great, because we as the common public generally we're not in the situations that you find yourself in these really traumatic situations, like you say, whether an accident or a home situation or whatever. And so, what a great gift to have this bag with you. You can just, pull stuff out, because you have the Right by Kids program going on already at the Sheriff's Office.
Right.
And with Deputy Do Right. Yeah, and I hear that Deputy Do Right is going to come on the show sometime this summer.
We would love for you to have him.
Yes.
We love to target younger kids. We focus on kindergartners through 3rd, 4th grade. We'll go to any school, any group, any grade, but that's our target audience, are those young kids.
Yeah, help those kids when they're little, and obviously this wonderful Books to the Rescue program is going to do that. Jasmine Castigliano, thanks for joining us.
Thank
and also
you, Sandy.
Deputy Scott Reed.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Alrighty.
Great program.
Thanks.
And I hope everyone gets involved, and information on the screen. People can volunteer and do all kinds of other stuff and partner. Absolutely. All right, thanks for
Very
joining
good.
us.
Thank you.
Don't go away. When we come back, again, how to keep the paint on your house and make it last a long time.